The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of WBGR Network. Any questions or concerns about what is said should be directed to the show host, whose information will be provided upon request.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Welcome to today's episode of Let's Do This. Oh yeah, y'all. We ready for y'all today. So today we are very excited with our topic, and we've been getting a lot of hits and a lot of comments about it. So make sure that you all chime in. So
yes.
Taking a minute so I can share it right now.
Oh yeah.
Because we want this conversation to be engaging. We
Yes.
know that it's been on your mind, or people have been talking about it. I've been finding myself in a lot of different conversations where this topic has come up. So we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about that today. But before we get started, you know what we do? We're going to do some introductions. So Bernie Matt, tell them who you are.
Hello everyone. I am Bernadette Bronner, the CEO and founder of BB Coaching and Consulting. I empower women through personal development, life coaching. I also want to put in a plug for some upcoming events that I'm having on June 22nd and July 27th. I'm having conversations with the author, myself. I will be having an intimate conversation with women about prayer and the struggle of a single mom to success. I'm also excited that I will be having another workshop called Mindset with our very own Allison Daniel.
Awesome.
Yes, July
Yay.
20th. And then I'm going to Atlanta July 6th to do a workshop with on Made with Love. So I'm super excited about some things that's going on right now. I'm popping a little bit. I'm trying to get ready. I am ready.
Yes.
So I just wanted to share that with you. If you want to join me, please contact me at 301-538-2207.
Awesome. And you know me, it's me, your girl, Ladrine Howard Peterson, CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And I'm excited. It's so much that I have going on between today and next week.
Yes.
So I have to give a shout out to our co-host and my good girlfriend who's not here today, Katrina Bullock Martin. Her birthday party is going down tomorrow for her 50th birthday party.
Oh, 50!
Yes, on Saturday. So you all remember all of the beautiful ladies from last week. So that conference is actually this Saturday, and yours truly will be speaking in the morning.
Wow.
And that's going to be a great conference. You already got a piece of it from them coming in and taking over on last week. And then after that, I'm jumping on the red eye, heading out to Vegas. Going to get my HR on. I'm going to the HR SHRM conference, Society for Human Resource Management. And I will update y'all later on. Like, God has really been blessing me. I haven't applied for anything, but I keep getting speaking engagement after speaking engagement after speaking engagement. So next up, our girl Tina Hunter. She's having her conference.
Oh my gosh, I gotta pay for that.
And then in August, I am going to be speaking at this event, and I'll tell you more about that when it actually comes out, but it's in New York City. I'm really excited about that. But enough about us.
August what?
August the 13th through the 15th.
Okay. I have an event August 10th.
Oh, okay. You kind of guessing.
Yeah,
It's in
no,
New York.
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to make sure, you know.
Oh, in terms of our schedule,
yes,
we need to meet and have our schedule, but
yes.
that's another story.
Okay, yes.
So today's episode. So we're talking about friends.
Yes.
And it's levels to this.
Absolutely.
So a lot of you all saw my post where I shared and expressed my feelings of using terminology. So we talk about using friends, sis,
Yes.
bro,
Yes.
and also fam.
Yes.
And I'm guilty. I use those very frequently. And I also use other terms of endearment. I use beautiful and I use queen a lot. So as I've been, in dialogue and various conversations, this topic has come up.
Okay.
And it made me reflect to when we were growing up and how did we get to this point.
Right.
So I definitely think that social media plays a role in this.
You
Definitely.
do?
I think social media plays a role in it. So here's my theory, and this is not looked up, researched, or whatever. This has become to be my discussion as I'm involved.
Okay.
So with social media, you have gained a slew of friends.
Right.
Like I got like 3,800 Facebook friends and like 1,500 pending.
Okay.
And I can't keep up with the pending. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly who it is, but nonetheless, when you go down for the birthdays, it's been like 50 birthdays in a day, and I'm like, who do I,
Right.
Then you go somewhere and people know you from your Facebook profile or some engagement. You might have met them one time, and they be like, "Ladrine Howard Peterson." And I be like, "See, that's my Facebook joint, so they know me from Facebook."
Right.
But then you get engaged and you start talking, and I also think it comes from empowerment events and inspirational events because you gain a connection. Like I go to a lot of empowerment. I haven't been to a lot this year, but when I go, you gain a connection, and it's a level of sisterhood, womanhood, ladieshood, and just a connection. You are. It's like it changed a little bit. Where like at one time it was like, particularly us of color. Like it was like we did not get along, and now that we get along, we overly get along. Sis, friend, auntie, and in some cases, mom. That's a running joke between us.
Yes.
But like, how do you all feel? What are your thoughts about the using the terminology?
Yes.
The terminology, and you can chime in at any time. But the one thing that I will say is, back in the day,
yes, I was going to speak about that.
Friends. I would be like, that's my friend. I couldn't even get the F out. My mother would look and I would be like, associate. So I grew up on the aspect of, friends had a very delicate meaning. And it was very limited of those that I didn't even need a full hand. I could count on half of a hand, sometimes half of a finger. But that was very delicate, and I would use the word associates, like some associates of mine. That was my friends, my sis, and everything. Like, even when I was responding to people, it kept on holding me back, and I'm like, hey, sis. Hey, sis. Hey, sis, and we know maternally, Veronica Renee Howard is my sis from that side. Got some with the father, but
You said her whole name.
Hey, I'm just saying that's a Renee starting anew.
Exactly.
That's a Facebook name. Back in the day.
So, when you think about back in the day, we used the word friend, and we really meant it. We didn't use it loosely, and so our friends that we grew up with were like more like our family, but that's what our real friends were, right? So when we met someone outside of that circle, I grew up on Benning Road Northeast. Because we had a connection. Benning Road will always forever be my heart. And so whenever you see someone, or if they say my name, they don't call me Bernie, they call me another name. You want me to tell you what my nickname is? My nickname is Jeffrine.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So you want to know how I got that name? So my mom said when she was watching the Beverly Hillbillies, this is really old.
Okay.
It's someone on there named Jeffro, right?
Okay.
And he was really, really greedy.
Oh. Okay.
And so was I.
Okay.
So she named me Jeffrine. So if I hear in the streets, hey Jeffrine, I know that that's someone from my past from Benning Road Northeast. Right, that's my family. But no, and then when I went to Wilson Junior, I got the name Bernie. So I went from Jeffrey to Bernie. To then, as I got older, now I still don't use the word friend loosely, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you, I call everybody sis, but this is because of my spiritual background, right?
Okay.
So that's why I say sis.
Okay.
And so. Now I would say but everybody not in my space, my friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how everyone is in a category. But I can call everybody sis. Me and another sister call one another queen. Right. So another friend we call one another. Well, if you family, we real family. Right. So I have to say, sister, friend.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Because I do that to distinguish, because I call everybody sis, that from my real sister, right? Because everybody be like, that's your sister? That's your sister? That don't know me think that all these people my sister, but they not.
Really?
Only
Okay.
Humble is my sister. Humble, sassy Humble.
Okay.
Anisha, my sister, right? On Facebook, on social media. I'm speaking in terms of social media.
Right.
So I think that for me, actually, I know I don't use it loosely, and I'm but I was back in the day I was like that because mommy used to say, that ain't your friend.
Yeah.
So I was really, really strict back when I was younger using the word friend. I would say, that's my associate. And people didn't like that, but it was true, right? So now, as I matured, I call, and like you said, you go to empowerment seminars and you go to workshops, you go to church, you start gaining a connection with these ladies, and you building a sisterhood. So now I call you sis.
Yeah, and just chiming
Beautiful.
in
Yeah,
on the
you're
phone.
right. Oh.
Joella says associates, acquaintances. Who are you? Who are you? Yeah. And Sonia says Facebook is scary. People be like, "Hey, Sonia," on the metro in the grocery store, and I'm like, "Hey," and they say we Facebook friends, and that's so true.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I have met somebody in a given situation, or normally at a conference, or some kind of way from my client, or some kind of way. But then I don't really remember them. I have a hard enough time remembering a lot of
like
my
me
friends. So it's just, I think that's why I think social media definitely has have played a role in it.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of us, in terms of actually seeing it, like I really have been like focusing and thinking about a lot of things, and that's what drove me to it. Like it's been happening on numerous occasions, and no disrespect to anybody at all, but I would be like, are they my friend? Like sis, like even sis, because at one time sis was like a stronger word, and it's like you gotta keep on going up. So I need a new list of vocabularies, because it seems like those have gotten watered down now. And, and so the last thing I'll say, you can jump in. I was like, basically last night, I was talking to someone, and they were like, I was like, oh yeah, and I don't know how I was, and they was like, that's your friend? And I was like, yeah, that's my friend. She was like, that's your friend? And I said, that's my friend. Meaning, like, yes, that's my friend, not my associate. That's my friend. So now I'd be like, that's my friend, and then if they really close, I'd be like, that's my friend. This is getting to be too much.
I don't think you have to do that.
I don't, but I'm telling you, because of the levels of the way that it is and the way that we accustomed, I don't have to do it.
Let me ask you something. Do you think you're doing it because someone may question you? No, question, like that person saying that's your friend, and you, instead of going through all of how you know it's telling them how this person is your friend, you just saying friend. But who knows what that means? You know what friend mean and friend mean.
But she got it. So, you know what I mean? She got it. So it's not for any or other. It was when she didn't get it.
But why was she questioning it?
Because she was just
trying to place the
person of who it was, of a figure, and she's like, do you mean like that's your friend? Your Facebook friend? Your friend? And they're like, no, that's my friend. Like, I'm gonna eat like that friend. So it's definitely like when you sit down and like think about it and think about our thinking and our thoughts, it is definitely shifted. And I know there are fads and there are slang words and there are times, but it's like these words that were so near and dear to us have turned like into slang. And some people, like, because I still use them intentionally too. Like you said, my Waller Place family, big up, Southeast Waller Place. But when I do posts or whatever, it's hashtag WP fan. HD Woodson. Warriors. I do hashtag HDW fan. So there is like some slang to it, and it doesn't necessarily mean family and but that's my school family. That's my neighborhood growing up family. So I'm cool like with that, although it's pretty much in the same type of circle, but that friend and that sis really have like gotten me in terms of like thinking in my thought process with that.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that anything is wrong with it.
No, it's just
like,
something we need to visit. And you're right. I think that's a good thing we're talking about it, because my McKinley Tech family, you know. Hey, Techites. Yes.
Yes, okay.
Hey,
Okay.
This Virginia Techites. Go all the way back to Smothers Elementary, because sometimes people still remember me from elementary school. Wow, I can't. I was like, I don't remember that person, but they say I still look the same.
Yeah, and we got like some comments.
So okay,
you can...
let's see what we have. Sonia, did you read Sonia's?
No, not her second one.
Okay, Sonia said there are levels to this.
Yep.
I remember my mom telling me a lot. So and so is not your friend. Yeah, that's how we grew up.
Yeah,
friends show you who they are, and if they are genuine or not. That is correct.
Right.
Seems better than sis seems better than friend. Yeah, that's true. It depends on who you talking about.
And it goes into it because some of my sis are my sis.
Right.
So I'm telling y'all, it's levels to this. So now I'm gonna be like, this is my sis. Like, but it's levels to this, because sis, and it is to each his own. But like, sis and friend, like I have some sis that are my sis.
Right.
They are my sis. So yeah, oh my goodness!
This is true, because sometimes, and I think this is why God gives us friends, sister friends, because sometimes if we are in a family that are not close, right, or we have family that we have fallen out with, God gives us friends to fill that void of a biological sister or brother, right? And sometimes the sisterhood and brotherhood we're closer than our immediate family. Yeah, and this is just real. It's like that.
No, it's very true.
Yeah,
that's
so
very
and
true.
if that's the case, that's why we have to treasure our friends if we find ourselves in a situation where we're not close with our biological sister or brother. So I'm thankful that God allowed different women to come in my path that I can call my sister, my sister friend, that has my back as if it was my sister. Yeah. I'm thankful also that I have sisters. My biological sisters are there for me. So in the event that you don't have that, you got us. Yeah. Right? But check this out. Did you want to speak on that before I do it? Okay. So Joella,
with you.
Okay, amen. Joella said, how about this is real right here. How about when you have to de-escalate an individual from a friend to an associate or an acquaintance? And sometimes you have to.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that. That's where we're going to get deep into it and talking about the levels of this. So on our next slide, we actually go into details and talk about like 3 types of friendship. 3 types of friendship. So you have utility, pleasure, and then also the good. Yes. And that's actually what they title it as, the good. Wow. So we're going to go into detail in talking about these. So the first one is utility.
Okay.
So when you think about utility, and I have to be careful in my thinking with this because I read it like a couple times. But when you think about utility, it is about like each one serving a purpose for one another.
Okay.
And you have to be careful with that because it can be conceived as borderline using somebody.
Manipulation.
But then you have to look at the aspect of various things.
Okay.
Everybody that you deal with is not going to be your forever friend.
True.
You have various stages of friendship levels, and that goes to reason, season, lifetime. Right. So it's a reason.
Ecclesiastes
this
3.
is with the reason and standpoint of it. But it is when we understand the purpose of this relationship,
right,
and we define it for like what it is, and it can grow and morph into other things. Next level. But it's his understanding of 2 parties, and it is a fair engagement where there are mutual benefits to it. That there are mutual benefits to it. So although it's a level of friendship, it's still a level of friendship. Mm-hmm. So I can get it where if you have a utility friend where people are miscuing or like comparing it to another friend or something like that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, and it's, I think at some point in time, I think we may have all come across a utility friend, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. And so, and it probably was a win-win, even though it may not have felt it. One party may not have felt that way.
Right.
But if you really are honest with yourselves, I think if you look at a utility friend, that you got something out of it, and
right.
so did that other person.
Right.
And a lot of times we don't want to go deeper in our mindset when it comes to dealing with something like that, or especially when we feel that we're being used.
Yes.
Right. So I think there could be a win-win situation, and there can be a win-lose depending on how you're looking at this. It's all in perspective.
Yeah. In my humble opinion, one of the reasons that I think that it morphs into that is that when we talk about utility, we talk about it is for a reason. Mm-hmm. So it means that it's easily dissolved mm-hmm. and shallow.
Yeah.
So people try to hold on to mm-hmm. it longer than it's supposed to last. Mm-hmm. So while the other person is walking away, you're still holding mm-hmm. on to it. Mm-hmm. Then you begin to feel used. Yeah. Then you begin to
because
feel
you can't let go.
Yeah. And again, some utility transition into the next phase exactly. of it, which is season, and Janice has said something about it, so we will go into that comment. But you have to understand what you're getting into and understand the dynamics of it, and then that way, if you're open and have a discussion and you know what it is, again, it can morph into something else. But when you know what it is, that's when you're more tendency not to get hurt.
And I think too, what plays a role in that, in accepting the utility friend, is maturity.
Yes.
And expectations. And I think expectations is very, very important in all relationships. Yeah. Whether it's with your sister friend, in the relationship with your male,
deeper.
Or your husband or whatever. Because that's where we run into problems. Expecting something from someone, mm-hmm. and especially if we're not giving it back.
Exactly. And we're going to talk about expectations, duration, and termination a little teeny bit later in the show.
Let me see. What did Joella say? No, wait a minute. Hold on. It was someone else. Oh, Lavette said, I don't call everybody friend because real friends mean love to me.
Come
wow,
on.
That's deep.
Hey.
Yeah.
Did you learn that in elementary? That's my elementary friend.
And she also said, thanks y'all for opening your arms. Love y'all for being there. Thank you. We love you for being here.
Absolutely.
And the support.
Absolutely.
Janice says, how about seasonal friends? That's meaning friendships that take place at a specific time in a person's life.
Exactly. So, Jan, you're on it. So that's the next one. So the number 2 type is pleasure. Pleasure. Value. Normally you have like similarity. So you value the same thing, like doing the same thing, have the same taste. So it turns in that, but it's still like not like strong. So for example, if for last year you were into traveling, you were into going to seminars, and you had a person that you linked up with and they liked doing it, y'all hung out for last year, maybe around November, just throwing out a date, y'all didn't hang together as much anymore.
Okay.
And then you turn around this year, you start saying Facebook memories, and you like, good gracious, we done got tough back then. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But then you go into, you don't feel any type of way and understand it because that was that season.
Yes.
That season. So it goes back to the Bible of all things working together for the good. So we're not going to preach over here.
And it goes to Ecclesiastes 3. There's a time and season for everything.
For everything.
Everything. So it's... And when we get that there's a time and season and all things work together for the good, for no matter what it is, and you accept that, you won't have any problems. You won't be mad. You won't feel some kind of way or anything like that. Because for me, and I'm sure, and I know even with Dream, I was just talking to Danielle about this over the weekend. I have different sectors of friends that I hang out with.
Yes.
And it is so good. They all different.
Bring different aspects to the game.
Yes. But they all fulfill who I am. Yes. And I bring something to them as well. But I love all of them. All of them. So it's just funny. I meet up with this one. I go out with that one. And it's just different times in your lives. If you just have one set of friends, I'm not saying nothing wrong with you, but maybe that, and you always feel like you getting offended when you see your friend, like with me,
girl,
right? We hanging out. What? Why you hanging out, Dream? Why you hanging out with Bernadette?
So let's park right there for a minute.
Let me take these glasses off
for a minute.
Yes,
that right there drives me nuts. That drives me crazy. So here's the thing: diversity builds your strength. Mm-hmm. Diversity builds your character. Mm-hmm. Everybody has something in them.
Yes.
Everybody has a gift in them. Everybody has a purpose. Some may still be struggling to find it. Right. But every encounter that you have, everybody that you meet and come across, whether you perceive it to be a negative incident or a positive one, it was all meant to happen in your life. The thing about it is you pay attention to what it is, and if it makes you feel good in a certain kind of way, it's normally like a positive thing. Yes. But sometimes you'll have encounters that don't make you feel good, but that's God's way of sending somebody to teach you a lesson. Yes. Never, ever, ever, ever underestimate anybody or question why somebody hang together.
Right.
Like Oprah and Gail. Right. Like people see them in terms of different light or whatever. The thing they got in common is money. Oprah money bigger than Gail, but you know what I'm saying?
It's something they both have that God brought them together. They need one another, and that's how it click. It works just like that. But that statement reminded me of, I don't know if you grew up saying this. I remember when I used to go to my friend's door, and I would knock on the door. But I thought I was going to play with one of my friends on Benning Road, and then she would open the door and said, "My mommy said I can only have one company."
Oh, I never experienced that. No.
I mean, have you ever experienced? So I joke about it all the time, and I'm saying that because some people are still like that today. You can only play with one friend.
Right.
You can only be with one friend. No, we can all be together. We don't have to be together at the same time, but we all can be together. And I can be Dream's friend, and she can be a friend of mine. There have been several times that me and my friends got together and linked up with somebody else, and guess what? My other friend became better friends with Dream. I'm just using Dream as an example. Than me, and they started hanging out and getting along with, and I'm okay with that. I love that.
Me too.
I love the connection.
I was gonna say that I try to be a connector.
Yes.
Like, a lot of times I'll be like, "Oh my God, you have to meet."
Yes.
Oh my God, you have to meet, and I'll try to make my way to connect them to meet us, and then. Like, whatever bond they have is their bond.
It's their bond.
It's just like whatever God has for you is for you. Whatever God has for me is for me. Like,
but we can't be selfish.
No.
We gotta know when the pieces of the puzzle mix together. And it's so funny because Dream kept telling me, you gotta meet Tina. You gotta meet Tina. And we are a lot alike in so many ways in our thought processes and everything, the things that we do. And so when someone puts you two together, your kindred spirit will connect. And then, whatever you build after that, that's on you. But I think women should really appreciate the fact that just because we were friends first, and then you met one of my other friends, I don't own you. You can't be with her. I don't own you. So,
and people it baffles me. People actually feel that way sincerely. And I have had a conversation, and it's not a judgment zone because they straight up honestly feel that way. I just have a totally different opinion. It's too many people in the world. Too many personalities in the world. If you get in your comfort zone and you only have this small, and don't get me wrong, I'm protective of my space. So,
but we
associates, but friends. But the whole thing is, I have met so many people in my life, especially the last couple of years, and I cherish the moments that we have spent.
Yes.
What I might not remember the person's name, if they tell me their story or whatever came about, that's what it's all about. Because when you think about it, and not trying to preach but preaching, the whole purpose that we're put here on earth is for what?
Yes.
It's for what?
It's relational.
Pretty much to give out testimonies, to share with people. Because when we're sharing with people, we're helping other people. When we close ourselves up not to let people share with us, we're missing out on our healing. We're missing out on our breakthrough. And we're missing out on going through. And I can tell you, like, in terms of being a witness with that, a lot of people who know me know that for years I stayed to myself. I did not really associate with a lot of people, not for one reason or for another. I was focused. I was focused.
Yes.
I was focused.
Yes.
And I had time for it anyway. But as I began to open up, and I didn't have anything to hide, but as I began to open up, like just some of the medical things that I've gone through, some of the just whatever. I have gotten like responses of somebody who else have went through that has calmed me down and removed the anxiety. From a business standpoint, when people talk about issues that they're going through on their job or new to supervisory, that's been my life. That's been my life. So I'm more than happy to explain and share that. So understand the whole thing. So there is a difference between friends, but when we're talking about seasonal friends, friends of pleasure, then you take it for what that is. Take it for what it is, and don't be too stubborn to miss out. That's my lesson for me. Y'all know I don't be playing about my little space, and I'm so serious about it. But I also know that I can't miss out on opportunities and engagement. So when you all see me all hyped and talking to somebody, it's for real, because I'm like, this is a lesson. This is a purpose for something. And it's not always me pouring into somebody else. It's a lot of times you'll be surprised who can pour into you.
That's right. And also keep in mind, this is why you need to also know who you are.
Yes.
And also know that where you are in life, because you can't share everything with everybody. So depending whether you with your utility friend, your pleasure friend, or your good friend, you have to be really careful about what you share at different times in your life, and you have to know what stage you are at every time in life. So you can't share, and you gotta know who you sharing with, because you don't want someone to use that to manipulate you or to share your business that they shouldn't share, what have you. And another thing I can use an example about my friends that are close to me, and I don't mind sharing. I remember I went to a graduation party of about 4 years ago, and I took one of my girlfriends, Danielle, as a matter of fact, with me. And I love that because I'm a social bug, right? And I can talk a lot, so I'm mingling with everybody at the cookout, but I love the fact that she didn't have to be all attached to me, and she started making connections herself. I love her. When I came back, oh my gosh, she at the table cracking up, made her own friends. I didn't feel bad. I was happy. I was like, this is how it's supposed to be. We go out, we came together, but she made some friends, and I don't even know if the connection happened afterwards, but then people started inviting her to functions and stuff. So I just think that it's good when you can stand alone and stand with others. And the thing is, you can't be selfish. I love when my friends connect with other people. I love it. I don't know, it just gives me a sense of joy, because I'm like, they need one another, because we know. And
that's my thing. And
let me get my hold on for a second.
That's my thing. My thing is, like, when I experience something that's good, I want everybody to experience it. So there's so many people, and I can like just point blank say some of my favorite people. So from a personal standpoint, my Tina Nicole Johnson is my forever friend. Like, regardless of what, that's my heart. And everybody loves to be around her. So we don't hang together all the time, but when we are, I make sure everybody get a piece of her, because it was her sweetness and her kindness that attracted her to me. Then, of course, we got my Reverend Rice. Reverend Rice is just like I don't even, I can't even explain that. But what she has and the way that she pours out to people, so that's my spiritual. That's my spiritual friend, my connection. I call her my therapist or whatever. But she has a way of conveying everyday worldly things that we do from a biblical standpoint and also from a wisdom without judging.
Exactly.
And then I gotta shout out my girl Cheryl Wood.
Yes.
I don't know how many people I'd be like, you gotta meet Cheryl. And I will make my point of whenever I'm in a space to introduce that person to her so they can develop their relationship on their own. And that's from a business standpoint. Yeah. So I have so many other people that I love, that I connect, but like just throwing 3 off the top of my head, I can definitely say that I will always be like, oh, you gotta meet. But it's not just them, it's any and everybody. I do it at work. I do it like wherever I go. If something comes in my mind, I'll be one of my clients, somebody I met, I was like, oh, at the event that we went to, the last event we went to, I met somebody who's a teacher and who's going through some struggles, and I said, oh my God, I gotta connect you with this lady because that's what she does. Wow. So again, seasonal, but understand and don't underjudge it. Don't underjudge it. And I know we got a lot of comments, so
so I'm gonna say the comments right quick. Lavette said, I don't compare. That would be judging to me. I love too hard.
Yeah.
Hey, Allison, she said, a friend of mine told me, when people show you who they are, believe them. Everyone is not your friend. They are levels to it.
Yeah.
Peace. Yeah, that's Maya
Angelou's. So don't give your friend that quote. Give her a I'm playing.
That's Maya Angelou for term. So Joella said, let me get she was getting her wine.
Okay, I know that's right, girl. That's my diva.
Yes. Lavette also said, wow, that's well said. It's hard to let go sometimes. It is. It is. And that's what I'm saying. We have to do an evaluation and assessment of ourselves, because we have to ask ourselves, why are you hanging on?
Yeah, that's what Joe
said. This season is over. Why?
So that was my, oh my God. Was my second post. And I put ouch. I put ouch because you know what? These are the conversations that you sit around and people actually ask and say, I don't know why I'm still her friend. I'm doing everything. I'm showing her I'm overly her friend. And for some reason, she just won't accept it.
No, friendship is organic.
It's like love. You shouldn't have to struggle. No. And the same thing, while we're talking about sis, bruh, and it goes into relationship as well. Yeah. Understand what you're getting in when you're getting in that relationship. Yes. So if you're a utility, it's a utility. That's right. And if you're doing it for pleasure, it's pleasure. So you got to understand like what all the various things.
Good. You would. You know.
Yeah, you do.
It's organic.
You do.
It just
flows. You do.
Yes.
And I mean, and I know like sometimes it be, never mind. But
so yeah. Let me go back to the to the feed.
Joella had 2 good ones too. So
Joella, did I say Joella? Oh, I didn't get down there yet. Janice Bowles says, basically, in my opinion, it's all about being comfortable with self, which will manifest within the relationship.
Absolutely.
And accepting the love of friendship or relationship. Bernadette, that's that needy, controlling friend. I know.
It is.
I know. Like, that is. Ooh,
this is my friend. Yes. You can't go nowhere. You don't own me.
Yes.
And I don't own you.
Exactly. Sonda said, Sonda. Okay, I like that name. I hope my friends are listening. I have those friends that don't understand that you can have other friends, and it's okay. It is okay, guys. It's
and not actually
okay.
Yeah, that is like a struggle from her. So that's my cousin. That's my fam. That's my sis.
Can I say her
yes,
before she get into cousin, friends,
okay,
sis, fam? Joella also said,
I was responding to Saunders though. I was saying I have actually watched and seen that because Sonda has like always have, and I'm just going back to like the 6th grade or so. It probably was before that, but always had like a lot of friends, and it would seem like to be a competition among, and I'm just like, I don't even understand, because for real, we know who her best friend is.
Say, Dream, that is very good, because it was a time when well, I'm gonna tell you a situation about me and one of my best friends, and another friend had come into her life, right? And so you didn't see me on the scene, right?
Okay.
You didn't see me on the scene. We spoke, like you said, like Tina.
Yeah.
So me and Rhonda.
Okay.
Right? So another person came in her life, and she was, oh my God, overwhelming. She was my best friend, and I would read the feed on Facebook and be like, right? Laugh, because I thought it was funny. I knew she knew who I was, and I think she was doing it to get at me.
Who? The other person? By saying best friend?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I come around, she would feel some kind of way, right? So we would always tease about it. But a real true friend knows her place. I don't have to go out saying that's my best friend. Because when we get together, we together.
Yeah.
But that person isn't around anymore.
And I hear your point of your story because it's a seasonal friend. But my whole other thing is that I think somebody can have more than one best friend. So I think competition in itself is like crazy. Yes. So whatever you have with that person doesn't have anything to do with me, that person and that person. So I can't even relate to that.
What is the reason for competition anyway?
I can't relate. I'm sorry. I can't comment on that. If y'all have any comments, y'all can help out. But I can't even fathom or relate to. I can't. I'm sorry. And I'm trying to think.
My thing is, why do women think that they have to compete to be your friend? Why do we have to over express ourselves?
That can go deeper. Yes. Why do people compete? Right. Not sports competition, but why do people compete in other engagement? It all goes with a mindset. It all goes with a given person. So normally a person who is competitive in terms of relationship and friendships all around, that's normally they're gonna be consistent in all avenues and all quarters of it. But
well, I don't know, but my thing is I don't worry about it because I know who I am. I know my level of friendship. Yes. I don't worry about. So what I'm saying to someone that's have gone through this or going through this, know your place in that person's life. Yeah, and you don't have to worry about your friendship. You don't have to worry if they're gonna take your friend because your bond,
take your friend,
your bond with that person, is different. It's different levels. So Joella says some women can't handle women meeting a friend of a friend without having a negative experience. Why is that?
Always got to hold on. Here got a famous one, y'all. She was looking at me funny. Like maybe your shirt was cute, or maybe your shoes were fly. Yes. Like what? I mean, like that kills me. Yes. Or she have, and I'd be like, no, I didn't get that. Right. But okay, okay, but.
Point out something negative that's really probably preconceived or really
jealousy
issue. Exactly. So Sandra said, cuz.
Hey.
Joella said, Bernadette, I had the same similar story. I know.
Wow. So
it's amazing, but we go through these things to teach us, but I'm just glad I know who I am. I don't worry about stuff like that.
Right.
Because it's only one of me. It can't be me. Nobody can be Bernie.
Nobody can be Bernie.
God broke the mold when he made me.
God broke the mold. Bernie will call you when you don't even know you're sick. She told me something, I saw your eyes in your picture. How you feeling? And I'm like, wait a minute. Am I okay? But I was actually feeling a little sick. So I'm like.
I try to tell Jareen I have a gift.
If you need a doctor to diagnose you before you go to the doctor, she your girl. You got a friend for everything. You need a friend to diagnose you for but so and we spent a lot of time on that area because seasonal, that's where you'll have a lot of people coming in and out. But understand that it is seasonal. That's where the problem lies. Where again, just like with the utility, you begin to feel used. The seasonal one, you try to hold on to it. You try to hold on to it longer than it's supposed to be. Yeah. And all of it, you don't have to wait for an argument to end a friendship. Like sometimes you just morph out. It's no beef. It's no whatever, and it's just
you're still gonna be cordial when you see one another, but you
sometimes you just drift apart. Yeah. It don't have to. Nothing have had to happen. It's just one day I ain't call you, one day you ain't call me. The next thing I ain't call you, the next thing I ain't call you. And 21 days we ain't calling each other, and then next thing you know we ain't calling each other. Like seasonal, and somebody might come back in for seasonal as well. So then we have the third one.
Okay.
So now we're going up a level.
All right.
So the third one is the good. The good. So the good is it comes from a mutual admiration for each other's character and virtue. You could be totally opposites. I talked about Gail and Oprah. They had some similarities, but they have like a lot of opposites when you see them traveling, when you see them doing so many different things. But good girlfriends.
Yes.
Then one of the things, and this was what was like key to me. I probably like added, made it more solidified, but solidified. But offers time and patience. From experience, when I used to be like extremely busy, and my friends would be like, "I know you're busy." If you are my friend, it does not matter how busy I am. I'm going to carve in and make time for you. And patience. And when we are together, it's going to be a level of not, I got to go, let me hurry up, I squeezed you in. It's going to be like, this is our time. This is what we're doing. And if my friend have a problem with something that's going on, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to address the issue, and we're going to deal with what we need to do. So all of that, you're so busy. Yeah, we live busy lives. We're here, we're there, we're everywhere. But when you have a friend at the level of friend, at that level, like, you have to be willing to dedicate that time and patience. We're going to talk about evaluating and the criteria of it. I'll tell you all right now, that's key for me.
It is.
That's key. I don't care how busy you are or what you have going on. If you don't remember, if you don't put stuff in your calendar, time and being patient with me, if you don't bring that, you're probably going to be a utility or a seasonal friend. I don't see that being in the category of my good, of the good. And then quickly, I'll finish up and then we can chime in.
Okay.
Well, you can chime in. I'm chiming in the own way. Here's the test.
Okay.
In happy times, you're going to have a lot of friends around you.
Yes.
You're going to have a lot of friends when you're doing well, when everything's looking good. How can I serve you, sis? How can I do this? You just will. It is when, in your difficult moments, those moments where you are having trial from various situations, that's where you will be able to determine your friends. And don't get me wrong, there's some people who can't deal with certain things. Like, for me, I can't deal with hospitals and I can't deal with sickness. And I'm sorry, it doesn't matter like how close we are, because I don't want to get sick and I don't want to make you sicker. I'm not going to do the hospital visit thing. So with that, you got to understand patience and understanding that this is me. And if you are my friend, you already know my anxieties with that. But then it's all aspects of it. When you are in need, and it's not necessarily money, financial or whatever. Sometimes you just need a shoulder to cry on. And I need to know, like, at any time or aspect of it, I got that shoulder to cry on. So, yeah.
So, what was going on in my head while Dream was talking? I'm always thinking of songs that go with words. And what kept coming up was friends. How many of us have them? Friends. And then the old time favorite, are my friend. That's what friends are for. I forgot about that.
That used to be my joint. In good times.
Yes.
In bad times.
I forgot about that.
By your side.
Yes. Well,
that's what friends are for.
That's what friends are for. And then you are my friend.
Oh.
That song right there.
Come on, Patty.
That one. That was a good song.
Yeah.
We can't remember all the words, but that's the one that was good. But Dream, you pretty much summed it up. But I was also thinking about I know, like, when my friends call me, I can hear in their voice that something isn't right. So when you're a good friend and you know your friend, like, you know the inside out, the anxieties we have. Like, since my mom passed, I don't like funerals, right? So Dream don't like the hospitals,
right?
But when my friends also know, when they start seeing me retreat because I'm always so happy and bubbly and over the top, and they they're seeing less of me, and I'm retreating,
Yeah.
they know to call and be like, Burn. Danielle will be like, Burn, you all right? I'll be like, yes. But what's going on with? I'm fine. And next thing you know, are you all right? I start crying.
Yeah.
And it's at a point in time when I'm feeling low. I miss my mom or something like that. My friends know, they'll check on me, say, hey girl, what's up? You doing all right? So, and I reciprocate the same thing, but it comes with a level of respect. And I know, sometimes you also got to give people their space,
right?
Because a lot of people like their space when they're going through.
I didn't mean to say, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to say it like that. You just hit the nerve. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's something obviously personal.
You did. You hit it. Go ahead.
So we have to respect that, but don't get offended.
Yeah.
But just make sure you're there for them when they pop their heads back up and want to be amongst the world again, because it's hard and it's difficult when you're going through. Sometimes you don't want to hear, you don't want to answer no questions, you don't want to hear, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. That's what you want to say.
Yeah.
So
and while you're preparing to read Saunders' dissertation, there are that last one, the good, it goes into friendship rules of engagement. So I pull out 3 things that I identify with: expectation, duration, and termination. Like, you can read that comment first, and then we'll go into this.
So, Sonda said, my longtime best friends sometimes don't understand friends that I met later in life, but I embrace their other friends. I know I'm the best friend ever. Me too. But y'all got to share me, period.
Yeah.
I've had most of my same BFFs since the 70s and 80s. I'm not going anywhere. And that is so true.
BFF. Mm-hmm. Like,
best
that's a solid
forever.
thing.
It is very solid.
Yeah, and that can be challenging on you as a person, because then you feel like you almost have to, you don't have to, but you're thinking about how they're gonna feel about you being in the picture with somebody.
Yes.
That's too much. Like, we want to live our life to the fullest, not walking on eggshells. If I gotta do that with that's too controlling. That's too controlling.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's too controlling. Like, we're gonna have to have a therapy session with your friends, because that's too controlling.
Yes.
So so what do you think about the criteria? So expectation, duration, and termination. So let's talk about expectation.
Well, I already said it. You shouldn't come in with no expectation. All your expectation should be, I'm going to respect that person, and I want them to respect me. And also, to me, it seemed like if I put expectations, on you, then I'm expecting you to do something for me that might be not right.
Yes, so there you go. So I did that in reverse way. So, in Wit and Wisdom, one of the things says, don't ask a naked man for the shirt off his back. So Martisha and I have been saying that, like, back and forth. She brought a situation to me that was trying for her, and then she described this person. And I said, you're asking the person to do something that you just described them of being incapable of doing.
Right.
And I said,
you gotta know.
You asking them to do something that they can't do. So in terms of your friendship, you have to understand that person.
The capability. Yeah.
Like, it's in relationship. Sometimes we ask people to do stuff that they're really not capable of doing. And because we have the capacity to do so, we think that they have the capacity to do so, we get into our feelings and be like, stop doing that. You don't want anybody to unfairly ask you to do something that you're not capable. You're not even capable, not even that you don't want to do it, that you're not capable of doing.
I'm not capable of when someone have an accident and they have a dressing, I'm not capable of doing the change it.
Me either.
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
And that's one thing. Like, try your best not to get sick around me, please.
Yeah, look, they told me at work I have an EpiPen. I'm allergic to peanuts. My coworker like, don't come to me because I'm not gonna stick your leg.
I'm like,
so I won't expect. She says the same. Don't get sick around me.
Please.
So I know I can't go to her if I'm, Can you stick my leg because I'm having an allergic reaction?
I mean, like if it's something
I don't know
like
if I want her because she's so heavy-handed.
There you go. But for real, in terms of like expectation, know that everybody can't do what you can do, or everybody can't do what you expect them to do, and so on and so forth. Right. So it's something to that, and really think about that. And I'm telling you, I must have said it like 4 times, so that has become my favorite one. Don't ask a naked man for the shirt off his back. He don't have one. He naked.
Yes.
Duration.
This is
there is no criteria or level in terms of duration. Like, there is no duration. I agree that if you met somebody for one day, you don't really know them. Like, I talk a lot, but I can't get all your information in one day, so I don't think nobody can.
Not only that, you know what comes to my mind when I think about duration? Have you ever met someone and you all connected immediately. And you had friends for 10, 15, 20 years that you hadn't connected like that? So duration could be right now, or it could take a long time. So that's what I love about the beauty of friendship and connections. And when God put you together, you connect immediately. I had a friend, God rest his soul, he passed away, and when we met, we connected instantly. But we were in one another's lives for a reason. And he helped me with when my mom passed, and I helped him transition, right? When he was transitioning, right? So, oh my gosh, it's just, I miss him. His name was Tony. But anyway, the thing is, you can meet someone and y'all hit it off and become best friends. The moment you met, even though you have friends that have been in your lives for more than 2, 5, whatever years, however you categorize your best friend.
And I'll even say, like, when I met you, even though it was a couple, we hit it off right in the parking lot, freezing cold, another story, but we hit it off very well. And I think some time went, and then we connected, and now we are like so cool, and it doesn't.
I got on her nerves though. She didn't understand me. Now she does.
No, that's when I was sick. But I do understand you, and I actually later told you that I really appreciate it. But how long have we been friends?
I don't know you. I think 2 years.
2?
Was it 2? Okay.
Well, I don't know. But
it feel like forever.
It don't even make a difference. That's the point of it.
Both of us say it at the same time.
It doesn't even make a difference. Like that's my Bernie Mac. It doesn't make it. It doesn't make a difference. And some of my recent friends have been like the tightest, coolest bonds. I'm not saying that they're my best friend, my BFF or whatever, and that's all whatever. But every individual person, I don't rank them in order of, Tina's my best friend, but I don't rank them in order of, no, she come before her. Whatever relationship that we have, man, that's our relationship. And I love like sisterhood relationships, but it was just boggling to me of using the terms. I'm like, okay. So that's where the conversation came from.
I'm the friend.
Right. She told me, why do you feel like you got to use those? But yes.
I'm her sister friend. Listen, it doesn't matter what she called me. Friend, sister friend. I'm her friend, and that's all that matters. And we understand one another, and we get along. And she understands me and my quirkiness, but she doesn't judge me because
not at all.
And it's just real good. She got to learn. She probably was like, this girl is crazy. I am a little bit, but she was like, oh, okay. Now she understand it.
No, like you're like, girl, I don't judge you. Well, no, it probably was some peculiar things.
She told me.
Being open and honest at the beginning, but we talked through those things.
We did. See, communicate. Communicate is key, because sometimes when you first meet people and they're not like your normal person that you used to hanging around, you think that person is crazy weird. Like I saw in her eyes, she was like, "You ain't not my eye. Why is it?" But now that she understand who I am, she
it's
respects
a whole
that.
different ball game. Yeah,
and I respect her. And wait,
yeah.
you don't want to know the truth. Don't come to her. I'm the same way though, but
yeah,
we got so many similarities.
Yeah. And then the last one, as we prepare to come to a closing, is termination. Don't be afraid to terminate a relationship. Yes. It doesn't have to be a nasty breakup. It doesn't have to even go. I mean, sometimes things morph off into their ways, and you just, again, like I said about the 21 days, I don't call you, you don't call me. It's not a negative thing, but be okay when a relationship that's meant to be for a short period of time, when it's coming to an end, like allow it to, because a lot of times what happens is we put more pressure on ourselves to hold on to something, and then we put pressure on the other person. Like, stop smothering people. Like, if everybody just be and be okay. And don't get me wrong, some relationships hurt, and the break off of them hurt. But if somebody doesn't want to be your friend,
or not treating you right,
that's not a friend. All of those different things. And like Allison friend said, Maya Angelou, it's all in how somebody makes you feel. Yeah. And I'm big on feelings. I never used to be emotional before, but I'm very expressive. So if I love, like, or whatever, that is a genuine thing. If I don't care for you, I'm not going to necessarily be like, I don't care for you. But you're going to be able to tell.
Right. And the thing is, and Dream, you're right, because you know sometimes off the bat, you know, this is it. And so once you let it go, you know how freeing that is. Yes. And it's okay. Oh my God. It feels so good when you do that. Yes. But you also know when you come in contact, like if I came in contact with Dream and my spirit didn't feel right, I wouldn't be here today. Right? So we don't have to hang on to friends and people that we just met or our long-term friends just because you have to, if they're not treating you right, they being negative, talking down to you, whatever, that's not your friend. And you deserve to be treated with love and respect. And that's even with a male. So if you you expect that out of your male friend that you dating or your husband, then you gotta expect that from your female friends. Don't let them talk to you like that. No. It doesn't work like that.
And you can look at
let me get my eyes
But
together.
like also one of the things, our upcoming shows. So we have some great upcoming shows, and we'll do the closeout in a minute. But next week, we're going to have the authors takeover, and it is a 5-series book project. It talks about romance. It's very steamy, but it talks about backstabbing, trust, and all of these various things. I cannot wait for the author to come on next week. And then 7-Eleven, and Janice is on there. We are going to have a pound cake bake off. Right now we have 3 people who are going to be baking. We have room for one more person. If you got a powerful pound cake and you want to be in the contest, by all means chime in. And then I'm gonna be bringing on some guests. We're gonna be talking about career advancement, finding your space, individual development, and I'm going to bring on some people, some clients, as well as some people that I supervise along the way, so that you can hear their testimonies of secretary to senior executive and so on and so forth. And then later in August, we're going to have a discussion talking about depression and how to manage. Somebody's going to tell their story about getting out of that. Janice, you may want to double up and come on there as well if you're available on 8/8 as well. So any last minute comments?
We have 2 last minute comments, and Sonda says sometimes you have to terminate. Been there. Sorry, friend, if you're listening. And what is that? Sorry, not sorry. Sometimes it's okay. It's all right to terminate. And Joella said, great termination points. Love the overall discussion. Bravo, ladies.
Thank you all for listening. And there's only one last thing that I want to offer you. Okay. Like, sometimes in your mind when you're mad about stuff, be careful with the termination thing. Sometimes the termination aspect of it, it's over some silly stuff or some petty
That's
stuff.
why I say you got to communicate.
So when you're making a move, make sure you're making a move and not something that you regret later on, or because you're trying to be stubborn and trying to stand your ground.
Or not because you done made this playbook all in your head and it's not true.
That's a good one, Burn. That's a good one. So thank you all for joining us. The conversation was good. And
It's great.
We didn't even get to Bishop T.D. Jakes. We was going to go through the 3 outlines of the 3 people. But hey, thank you all for chiming in. We'll pick that up on a later day. But this was a very good conversation.
It was.
Keep on into the feed. We will go back later at night. We go in and we listen to it and we chime in. But very good conversation.
Yes.
Thank you all for chiming in. Bernie, can we?
Yes.
Shall we? Let's do this! See you all next week.
Bye.
Great.